Offering our pranams at Swami's lotus feet. Elders, brothers and sisters, Sairam and good evening. This morning, Sadguru blessed the staff and the first graduating batch of the Skill Development Department under the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence. The session began with Sadguru blessing the students' toolkits and equipment, marking the auspicious beginning of their professional responsibilities. This was followed by the chanting of the Guru Ashtakam by the students as an offering of gratitude and reverence to Sadguru. Shri Akshay Kumar, manager of the infrastructure maintenance, spoke about the establishment of the Skill Development Department and thanked Sadguru for his constant guidance in developing the initiative. He recalled how the first batch received their appointment letters directly from Sadguru and encouraged the students to carry love and service as a foundation of their work. Shri Satyanarayan Kumar, director of the Skill Development Department, shared the evolution of the department from its inception to its present success. He highlighted how the department has combined technical training with values-based education, preparing rural youth to take on their responsibilities with dedication and professionalism. Representing the graduating batch, Nirudi Hanmandlu shared his personal experience and expressed gratitude for the opportunity that transformed his life. On behalf of his fellow graduating batchmates, he reaffirmed their commitment to serve the One World, One Family mission with sincerity and dedication, considering it as a way of giving back to the institution that nurtured, trained, and empowered them. In his divine discourse, Sadguru explained that when every action is offered with the right attitude, it becomes karma yoga. He reminded everyone that every profession, whether as a plumber, electrician, technician, or in any other field, has equal dignity and importance. Following the discourse, Sadguru personally presented appointment letters to the first graduating batch of the Skill Development Department. These graduating students will now serve across various campuses, contributing to infrastructure maintenance and support services. Sadguru blessed each student and encouraged them to uphold the values they have learned during their course of study. The session then concluded with a group photograph. While describing his divine glories in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam, which means, of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self. While worldly education and material sciences have their rightful place, the knowledge of the self is regarded as the highest, for it alone leads one to the ultimate truth and liberation. In this very spirit, and as a continuation of the scriptural learning that commenced during the centenary celebrations of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, Sadguru, out of his infinite compassion, expounded the timeless wisdom of the Ashtavakra Gita to students, staff, and devotees across the world. During the Golden Jubilee celebrations, Sadguru once again bestowed this profound wisdom by teaching the concluding chapters of the scripture. The examination was subsequently conducted based on these teachings, and this evening Sadguru will graciously bless the top 20 scorers. As the names are announced, we request the awardees to kindly come up on the stage to receive the blessings of Sadguru. The following participants have secured an outstanding score of 48.5 out of 50. First, we have Pramod Kumar Revdi from Senior Secondary Section, Mandya Campus. Rakesh S. from Senior Secondary, Muddenahalli. Anushri from Secondary, Prashanti Bal Mandira School. Prithvi from Secondary, Jaipura. Gururaj from Senior Secondary, Kalburgi. Veena, postgraduate student, Nallakaznali campus. Chaitanya HS from the Allied Health Sciences, Muddenahalli campus. Abha Meher from undergraduation, Muddenahalli. And Vamshi S from Senior Secondary, Muddenahalli campus. The next set of students have secured an outstanding score of 49 marks. We have Sanjay from Senior Secondary Muddenahalli. Neeraj N. Ail, postgraduate student, Muddenahalli campus. Satyajit, postgraduate student, Muddenahalli campus. Ananta Shesh from second year MBBS. Manjesh from first year MBBS. J. Sai Vahini, second year BPS, Muddenahalli campus. Misbah, postgraduate student, Nallakadnalli campus. Scoring 49.5 marks is Sai Datta from Senior Secondary Campus, Muddenahalli. The next three participants have secured a full 50 out of 50. A big round of applause to all of them. First, we have Rashmi Verma, staff at Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, Nallakadnalli campus. Vaishnavi N, intern at Prashanti Bal Mandira School. And Ava Tamang from the Senior Secondary Campus, Nallakadnalli. We invite all the top scorers back on stage for a group photograph. Many, many congratulations to all of them. This evening, Sadguru has graciously agreed to answer a few questions. The first question, Swami, the Ashtavakra Gita speaks of inner stillness. How can we remain inwardly peaceful while managing the demands of a busy and fast-paced life?
Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to give an example. You should be focused on the self even while you are busy doing the activities of the world, just like a newly married couple always thinks of each other even though they are busy doing so many things. Or like a mother, a new mother, is always focused on the baby in the cradle even while she is cooking in the kitchen. Or like a person with a toothache is always focused on his aching tooth even while he is working in the office. And similarly, how a miser is always thinking of the money in the pocket even while he is going about doing his things. Where is your interest? You have to ask this question. If your interest is in God, you will be focused on God. If your interest is not in God, you will be focused in all kinds of things. So how do we stay peaceful and still while we are busy doing all the other things in the world? Because we are interested in spirituality. Our focus is on that spirituality, that self within, even while we go about doing all the activities of the world. Just the example that I gave, like the miser with the money, a newly married man for his woman, a new mother for her baby, or a person with a toothache. All of them are always focused on their area of interest or their thing of interest, even while they are operating in the world. Can our mind be trained to always focus on what we are most interested in? Of course, yes. Mind is a good thing because mind can be trained. That is the positive thing about mind. Both ways it can be trained, in bad things and in good things. So if you train the mind to focus on the self, and if self is your interest, Sri Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam, only if you have Shraddha in the spiritual knowledge, your focus will be on your spiritual self. How to develop that interest, you have to ask. Stay in Satsanga, stay in the company of such people who are always interested in spiritual knowledge. You will also become one like them. And that is why read scriptures, do Swadhyaya, stay in Satsanga. That will develop you into a person who can focus on the self even while operating in the world. That is how it should become.
When disagreements arise with family members, colleagues, or fellow volunteers, how can the teachings of the Ashtavakra Gita help us respond with awareness rather than react impulsively?
Ashtavakra Gita says that in the big ocean of consciousness, everybody is a wave. Are there storms in the ocean or not? Sometimes there are hurricanes, there was tornadoes, there are so many things happen. There is tsunami in the ocean, right? So having disagreements with colleagues or family or people that you know is not something that you should be surprised about. Just like a sea is known to have storms. There are big waves, small waves. They clash against each other when it is a stormy time. But at the end they all settle and become the sea again. The clashes are only for a moment. So if you focus on the waves, then you will have clashes. Imagine a sea with waves. A small wave looks at a big wave. What a wonderful big wave that is. I am such a small, silly, petty wave after all. Or a new wave thinks, I am just born, I am going to live very long. Look at that old wave that is going to vanish in a moment. Or two waves which come from two directions, they clash with each other. Are they trying to defeat each other? Are they trying to prove any supremacy over each other? No, they are waves by nature. They will play on the sea, they will clash. There will be storms, there will be peaceful times also. But your focus is, you are all made of the same sea. And that is why even if there is a temporary, momentary disagreement, deep inside you still have kindness and compassion for each other. Again, I said, where is your focus? You focus on the minds of the people, you will fight. Because minds are different, they will disagree with each other. You focus on the Atman of the people, you will agree. That is my trick. When I also have disagreements, I have plenty of people around me. They are too intelligent for me to handle. If I say, let us do like this, they'll give me 3 reasons why you cannot do like this, should not do like this, would not do like this also. Then I have to sit down with them. And if I also become another big wave and drown them all in my bigness, then there is no conversation at all. So what I do, even if sometimes there are disagreements, you have to sit down and I look at I focus on the self. I think it is just the mind that is filtering the God's consciousness in them. Like the colored glass filters the pure sunlight. Because they are trained like that, their backgrounds are like that, their dispositions are like that. So they will think differently. First I have to accept that. People will think differently because they are from different backgrounds, different levels of maturity, experience, understanding. So first accept that truth. Second, even when they are trying to make a point, what you should do, and if there is a disagreement with the point, you look at the self behind which is animating them, speaking and talking and doing things like that. Focus on that self and you feel this is a play, this is a leela. And what I think like that, look at how that God inside them is challenging me. God inside me. I am throwing a challenge, you respond now. Are you going to be upset? Are you going to be angry? Are you going to be disappointed? Are you going to be disillusioned? Or are you going to see through all that and look at the self which is inside, which is trying to display all these different types of behaviors and patterns and focus on that. The moment I focus on that, all anger melts away. You feel love. You feel love even for those who are disagreeing with you. And that is how you say, samahu shatraucha mitrecha, make your enemies and friends equal. How is it possible? Because they are enemies after all, these are friends after all. You focus on that, they are all divine. The moment I think like that, all these external ideas of reacting to it disappears. Then you calm down, you listen them out, you take everybody's viewpoint, and finally God will inspire you to answer them correctly. And right answer will come from yourself. You have to give yourself that time, moment to pray and then respond. Not react when disagreements happen. Because everybody is different. See, we have to first accept that. People are different and people will say things which are going to be different from each other, and that does not mean I must start reacting for everything. They have egos, everybody has a little ego. We all have to accept that. If all were divine, everybody knew divine, where is the question of any discussion or debate? But they all have little ego, they all are growing in their spirituality. So my best way is listen out whatever they have to say. At least they have vented out everything, so they are done with it. Now they are ready to listen to you. Because till their minds are emptied, they are not ready to listen to you. Even if you are speaking, they are not listening because their own ideas is like, troubling them. So I tell them, okay, you say what you want to say. When everybody is finished saying, then I would talk. And always you have a better understanding because you see everybody's point of view. So a jnani will always respond by taking a little moment and allowing everybody to say what they have to say. I know it's a prattle of an ajnani, but I look at them as children. Children don't know, they keep talking something. What do? You simply sit and enjoy the conversation. And then what happens when they're all done with all the prattle, then you say what you have got to say, isn't it? Jnani has that patience to deal with people, even in the wake of disagreements and conflicts. It takes time because he has no malice, no anger, no partiality, no prejudices. He is pure. So he can look at everything in a purer way. He only sees that these are all play of the mind. These are all waves playing because winds are blowing. Once the wind settles, waves will disappear, it becomes the sea again. His vision is never lost. He's always seeing through these differences and waiting to respond the right way. Sometimes I don't respond at all to disagreements because I know they are still not fully done. All that they have to vomit is not fully vomited. So I wait, okay, finish. 1, 2 days, 1 week, once they are fully done, satisfied that they have said everything, then I respond. So it depends on their preparedness, their readiness, but in your heart, if you are pure, if you want to take everybody along, if you want to have compassion for all, because they should not miss out the opportunity. I always feel like that when people disagree with me, I have a very easy way out. My way or highway. And nobody can question me. I am the supreme boss here. I know my authority and my powers. But should I use them like this? If I start using like that, then hardly anybody will be in this hall. I will be speaking to cameras, no humans. Then what do? I think, no, they're still maturing. There's still some time, some way to go, then distance to cover. Let me give them a little time. And I show patience. After some time, many times they only come and tell, no, what we were saying was not right. No, good that we did not do anything about it. Sometimes they still don't realize. I give them time. Sometimes genuinely I explain to them. Once, twice, thrice, whatever time it takes. But I never allow the wrong thing to happen. Just because somebody is pressurizing, somebody is disagreeing, I don't allow them to go ahead and do the wrong thing. I wait for them to understand, realize on their own or accept the viewpoint. And sometimes when it is very difficult for them, because I know what is right, I tell them, see, you have to trust me, let's go with this. And we will see. And then things work out because I am not speaking from my mind, right? I am speaking from my consciousness. Mahati Atmani, Shantatmani. I am not speaking from Jnanatmani. That is the reason. Jnanatmani is individual intelligence. Shantatmani is cosmic intelligence. When cosmic intelligence speaks, it knows what it is doing. That is why I am so convinced about when I speak things, right? But it doesn't mean that I don't get upset. I am also a big wave. My mind is also there, right? But I also know that I am the ocean. Sometimes waves clash. Sometimes a little thing goes. But next moment we are ocean again. When we are small, we used to fight. And when we would fight, parents will get involved in the fight too. How dare your son tell my son like this and all that. And the mothers won't talk next day. But children want to go back and play again. And mothers are at a loss. That how can they go back? They'll tell, no, you cannot play with him. Yesterday only you fought. But we are okay to play. But I have fought with his mother. Now we are not okay to play. We are not okay to talk. Their egos don't allow them. Children are jnanis, in a way. They forget. So they don't carry malice. They can be disagreeing with you. Next moment they can be friends with you. That is why being a jnani is very important to run any place, including your own family. In your family, at least one person should be jnani. If all are ajnanis, then God only save you. At least one person should have the jnana and patience to deal with everyone, right? So I wait for people's turn. I allow them to do what they want to do. Either they figure it out themselves or eventually I can impress upon them when they are ready to listen. So in the wake of disagreement, no point in going on arguing. It doesn't make any sense. There's too much noise in the room and nobody listens to each other. So jnani stays quiet, allows the storms to pass and then says what he has got to say. And most of the time I win the battle like this. Very few times I had to bulldoze people because there was hardly any time left. I didn't have time, luxury of time to wait forever for them to realize. So I said, just trust me. Trust me, obey me, and you will not regret it. Yeah, I know your experience says something, but trust me. Only if you have love for everybody and genuine concern that all should be together, then you will be able to respond correctly with that awareness and not react impulsively as it's been asked.
If we are truly genuine and sincere in our approach, yet people around us misunderstand or judge us without speaking to us directly and instead speak about us behind our back, it can be very discouraging. In such situations, how should we understand the value of sincerity, genuineness, and love? How can the teachings of the Ashtavakra Gita or other sacred texts help us move forward with the right attitude?
While teaching Ashtavakra Gita, I said, you be yourself. The whole Ashtavakra is about be yourself, right? If I have to summarize, Swastha uses that word Swastha many times. Be in yourself. Be yourself, irrespective of what others are, how they are. I said, they're all minds reacting to you. Consciousness is not reacting. And minds are different, so okay, let them react. You know your truth. You know your convictions. You know you are right. Then why fear? People will say things. People don't understand you, they will make stories and they will criticize you. Even if they don't have courage to say it to your face, they will say it behind your back. This is the way of the world. What is there to be so surprised and disappointed? No, accept it. That is how the world is. You know your truth, you know your convictions. You don't need anybody's validations because you are very sure of yourself. Then what is the need for me to worry what people speak about me positively or negatively? Both shouldn't affect me, right? But when you are not sure of yourselves, that is when all these questions arise. People are saying things, I'm feeling discouraged. Why you are feeling discouraged? You know your truth. If you are a boy and somebody says, hey, you are a dog, would you believe them? No, right? There's a story when there is a donkey who comes and I think tells another animal, let us say another a donkey and one giraffe are arguing, let us say. Donkey is saying the grass is blue. The giraffe says, no, grass is green. I also eat, you also eat, it is green. Donkey says, no, it is blue. So they came arguing and then went to the lion, the king, and said, please you sort this out. Either is grass green or blue? And who wins this argument? He says, donkey wins this argument. And he sends them away. The giraffe gets very disappointed. He said, lion, what's wrong with you? You know grass is green. It is not blue. He said, yes, I did not want to resolve that because grass is green, you know it that it is green. Why were you arguing with it that it is blue or green? You are a fool to argue with them, so you should learn a lesson. Why argue with them? So if they are wrong, why argue with them? They are anyway not going to change their stance. Leave them where they are. You be convinced about who you are, and if you are sure about your convictions, you know you are right, none of these matters. When I started on this journey, so many people wrote so many things to me. All kinds of names they called me. You are a fraud, you are an imposter, you are taking this, you are doing this, you are telling the name of Sathya Sai Baba and doing all these kinds of things, everything. So I used to get very, that time I was also immature. I didn't read Ashtavakra Gita, nobody taught me. So I used to worry and I used to go and pray to Bhagavan, what is these people are ridiculing me? My good friends are becoming my enemies. He said, you focus on me and everything else will disappear in the background, he said. And everything else will fade in the background. You focus on me, what I am saying you do, everything else will fade into the background. Like zoom, when lens you focus, you can only focus on one thing, all else becomes the hazy background. So just focus on me. And whatever he told, I did. So that I am right, my convictions are right, what I am doing is good for everybody. Well, how does it matter? That day I was saying, tu kaun hai, tera naam hai kya, Sita bhi yahan badnaam hui. That is what kuch to log kahenge, logo ka kaam hai कहना, छोड़ो बेकार की बातों में कहीं बीत न जाए रहना. It's a song from Ishwarji, from an old film song. People have mouths, they will speak. Bhagavan used to say people have tongues, tongues don't have bones, so they twist and turn whichever way they like. So don't bother. If you are right, you are convinced, be focused, do your thing. You don't need anybody's validation. And as I said, eventually the world will understand. It took people 10 years to understand what I am, who I am, what I am doing. Once they know, then they become respectful. Now, who has not gone through this process? Swami himself has gone through, right? So much put up. If you read the first part of Satyam Shivam Sundaram, how much ridicule, opposition, they tried to burn his heart, they tried to poison him, they tried to do sorcery, all kinds of things. He's convinced, I am what I am. That he taught me, I am also convinced. Who says what, it doesn't matter. I may listen out of patience and love for them. They don't know what they're speaking, let them blabber. Once they finish, done, very good. Now you are satisfied. You finish ridiculing me, criticizing me, opposing me, saying bad things, bad mouthing. You are satisfied, you are happy, okay. Today I have been a cause of your satisfaction and happiness, I am happy too. Leave it at that. I don't sit and write emails back, how dare you say this, these keyboard warriors are there, no? Everywhere. We don't get into that. This Bhagavan told me in the beginning only. Don't waste your time. Don't respond to any of this criticism. If it's positive, learn from it, improve. You know if it is positive or not. And that has helped us improve this system so much. I can't think for everybody. People have thought about it. And they criticized some of the things for correct criticism, constructive. We took it up and changed ourselves, we improved. So we grew very fast because we took criticism right. But people talking behind their back, bad mouthing, saying things which are not even right. Why should I bother? I know my truth. By somebody saying something else, my truth does not change. So, should I get angry and ridicule them also? No, not required. They are just what they are. You accept that and move on. Why you waste time? I never. That's why elephant walks even when dogs bark, they say. Because he's not bothered. He knows who is he. What does it take? One dog will go flying. He knows his strength. But he doesn't engage in these silly, petty discussions, right? Why he should waste his time? His dignity is far above. So a jnani is like that. People will say what comes to their mouth. Jnanis are not bothered. That's why they achieve so much. Baki log kya hai? What they are saying, in that only they are lost. So all these things people behind should not demotivate you, should not discourage you. Why? You are doing the right thing, you know your truth. Sastha, you are established in your truth of yourself. Why should we bother? And eventually people get tired, and I have seen. I have greatest of the critics of mine, you have no idea how much bad mouthing that person used to do. Now he wants to come and meet me because after 15 years he realized that I was right and he was wrong. I told, neither I had interest in ridiculing him, nor I have an interest in meeting him. It is what it is. So there is no battle over here. You know your truth, you be convinced about it. And once you are right, being right gives you the courage and strength to face all this criticism. It doesn't affect us.
The Ashtavakra Gita repeatedly asks us to remain as the witness. How can an ordinary person practice being a witness throughout the day, especially when emotions such as anger, jealousy, sadness, or frustration arise? Should we suppress them, express them, or simply witness them? How can we practice this in our daily lives?
So once it's happened that one man went to a monk and told, I am very sad. What should I do? The monk said, find out who is sad in you. Who is sad? He said, I am sad. He said, no, find out who that I is and who is sad. So he went, meditated, found out, it's only mind that becomes sad and happy because of circumstances. The self, as we have learned, is emotionless. In the sense, it is steady. So he realized, now I have realized the truth. That is the mind which becomes sad. I am not the self, I am not sad. So he comes back and tells the monk, thank you very much for your advice. Now I am very happy. The monk says, who is happy? Who is that is happy in you? Your mind is happy, your mind is sad. Self has nothing to do with this. Wherever there is duality, there is no self. Right? Advaita is our way. Advaita means only one. How can there be two? That is why I am always sad, Advaita, one only. Not like that. You are neither sad nor happy, you are always steady. So what is the method when emotions come? Witness. Witness from a distance. You see how your mind itself is doing. Sometimes the mind will drag you into the play. As I said, it's a drama, right? You're playing a part. Sometimes the character gets so involved in the drama that forgets who he is. It happens, but for a moment only. Do Gyanis not become emotional? They also become. Their mind also drags them into the situation. But very quickly, an alarm bell rings in their head. And they quickly withdraw from that. That is the way to witness, when emotions are happening. Maybe initially you will not be able to witness it. You will get just sucked into it. And you will react. Fine, but every time you realize that, again you reacted, again you missed the point. Every time your conviction in being a witness becomes stronger and stronger. And it took multiple efforts. It takes several efforts to gain control over your ability to be a witness. Like you learned to walk, it took several attempts to walk. You learned how to ride a bicycle. It took several attempts, several falls. So also in spirituality, a few falls have to be expected. Again, I said, too much of over expectation from yourself is a bad idea. That I will never fail just because I've read Ashtavakra Gita, just because I'm a disciple of one Sadguru, just because I'm a student of this institution. Don't have such high expectations. Keep it realistic. Yes, I may make mistake, but after mistake, I must quickly learn the lesson. See, I again lost control. Again, it has gone into the other side of things. Every time you realize this, even though damage is done, yet it becomes a lesson and helps you to become a stronger witness of your own emotions. And one day you will be steadily live in that feeling of witness. You wake up, you're already a witness to everything that your eyes sees, ears hear, nose smells, hands touch, tongue tastes. You already become a witness to everything. And that happens, but it takes several attempts. So don't expect too much on the first day. It takes time. Emotions will come because mind has been that way for many, many lifetimes. We bring these vasanas and samskaras. Overnight you can't wash them away. It takes several attempts to overcome them. What is good about this institution? You're getting an opportunity to at least first recognize that that is your weakness. At least you know where to work, what to work on, and how to work on it. Yes, few failures will happen. Don't worry. Nobody became whatever expert on the first day. So everybody will take time, but give yourself a little, benefit of these failures because you learn from them. But if you see that you are hardly learning anything, then you better get alert. You think you're only right, never you're wrong. These attitudes are there, then you are in trouble. But if you are able to understand that this time again I lost control, I should have been a little more careful. Okay, next time your conviction or your ability, your strength to control getting sucked into a situation will be much stronger. Like everything requires prayatno videya. Keep putting effort. That is how it is. So witness is the way, sakshi bhava is the way. But can you attain it on the very first day? No. That's why I said every day practice Drigdrishya Viveka for a few minutes when you wake up. Eyes are seeing, that is the object, eyes are the seer. Eyes are the object, mind is the seer. Mind is the object, consciousness is the seer, and there is no seer for the consciousness. This method you have to practice. I am seeing the mic. Who is seeing the mic? My eyes are seeing the mic. But if I close my eyes also I see the mic. Who sees the mic? My mind sees it now. Mind sees the eye sees the mic. Now, who sees the mind? Because I am aware that my mind is seeing. My awareness, consciousness is seeing the mind. So every time, one by one, step by step you withdraw, this Drishya Viveka works very well. And I do a small meditation in the morning, not that I need to do it, but just to, like you need to brush, you need to have bath, you need to do a little bit of, call it meditation, call it just a process. What I do, I sit and think first of the body. I think for myself from toe, starting from toe, nail all the way to my head. Every part by part. Now I am concentrating on my toe, then my feet, then my knees, then my thighs, then my waist, my stomach, my chest, my arms, my hands, fingers, neck, face, head, all these things. Ears, eyes, nose. First I become conscious of my body after I wake up. This is my body. I am a witness to this body. Then what I do? I think like this, that a light is entering me from the toes. And slowly my body is melting away in that light. And then slowly the light is taking over my entire body, and now there is no bone, flesh, no organs left. It's just light. And I imagine it to be a bluish light, it's peaceful. Blue is a color of peace. Then imagine all. Then I say, now my body has disappeared. This is my mind, these are my emotions, these are my thoughts, which is the form of this light. That is the true also. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira is the light body. Then I say, I am witnessing this light body also. I am not this light body. I am witnessing my mind, my emotions. So who am I? Then I think 3, 2, 1. Light body has burst like bubble and disappeared into the consciousness. And what is left now? Nothing is left. Physical body is not left. Mental body is not left. Only awareness is left. And then I think, in this awareness, we are all one. Yesterday, the one whom I argued with, today, whom I am going to party with, day after, the one whom I am going to meet, and day after, one whom I am going to part with, all are made of this consciousness. Beyond bodies and minds, we are all one in them. Immediately forgiveness, immediately compassion, immediately love, immediately concern, all this will just come into your consciousness. Every time you reject the body, you minus the mind, and you stay in the consciousness, immediately you become compassionate to all. Because you see, we are all made of the same thing. It's a very nice exercise. In the morning, if you do it, Drigadrishya Viveka and this. Focus on the body, focus on the mind, reject both. And then you are aware that you are not the body or the mind, not the mind. Even if you don't fully experience it, even theoretically if you understand, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya, even little of this you understand, your compassion just grows. You forgive everybody, forgive yourself also. So practice these little exercises, then you will be able to do the Sakshi Bhava much better. Even then you may fail a couple of times, no problem. Failure is not the end, it's a part of the process. Next time you will get better at it. If you are sincere. If you are sincere that you want to get over your emotions, all these kinds of jealousy, anger, sadness, frustration, and live a peaceful life. If you are interested in your own spiritual progress, practice.
Although the Ashtavakra Gita was taught thousands of years ago, which one teaching do you feel is most relevant for people living in today's fast-paced world?
Swastha, stay grounded. Don't lose your anchoring. Don't lose your moorings. Who you are, never forget that. But does it mean a special effort? Initially a special effort. As I mentioned, oh, who am I? Who am I? You have to put special. I am that self. Above all these dualities, above all these fast-paced world, ambitions, demands, pressures, I am beyond all these things, above and beyond. I am that self. This practice you have to do initially. That is why all these Mahavakyas have been given, no? Tattvamasi, Pragyanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, and things like that. You practice that. You consciously do that. After some time, it becomes a habit with you. Even if everything is running around and so busy, you still are grounded, like the center of the wheel. It remains steady while the wheel turns round and round. You develop that ability, but it takes time. It doesn't happen on the day one. But once you get that right, let the world go where it wants to go. You are unmoved, unchanged. You are sthita prajna. Your consciousness is steady. And you know, how early can you achieve it? What does it take to achieve it faster than before? Of course, focusing on all these Mahavakyas, daily telling yourself that you are the self, all this is fine. But you know, if you are a selfless person, only then you can be grounded in the true self. Selfless people, it's very easy for all of them. All that you're asking me to, how do we answer this? How do we deal with that criticisms? How do we deal with our own emotions? If you're a selfless person, very easy. Only selfish people are difficult to deal with all this because they have vested interest in everything. Their ego gets hurt. Their attachments are jeopardized. So because of that, they bend rules. They break rules. If you are selfless, it's very easy. Only selfish people have to struggle. So actually the real cause is selfishness. If you start getting over that selfishness, live a more selfless life, spirituality becomes a cakewalk. You don't have to practice and struggle so much. So that is one reason why even I am living in a very fast-paced world. Look at the way things happen here. Everything is so fast-paced. But you withdraw and you are into that self, you just become a witness to your own talking, your own walking, your own speaking, your own singing, your own thinking. You become a witness. And you know, you have become so efficient after that. You become so efficient because you are impartial. Your decisions are coming from that higher self. You have no doubt, no anxiety, no fear. So things happen so fast. A Jnani is the fastest person, I must say. Because he has no second thoughts, second convictions or second ideas. Only one straight arrow-like ideas and thoughts. Because he's selfless. That is why he doesn't have to weigh the consequences of what if, what not. They are the fastest paced actually, if you see. Whirlwind-like. But inside they're very steady. Why they're steady? Because they have no selfish interest in anything. If you are selfish, then you struggle with all these ideas. So one is, of course, be selfless in whatever you do. So should I not get a salary? Should I not get a recognition? Should I not get a prize from you? Get all these things. Enjoy it. I'm not saying reject all these things. Enjoy it. But don't let the ego enjoy it. Enjoy it as a prasadam. Enjoy it as a blessing. Enjoy it in so many ways. Not as an achievement. Not as a great accolade. Not as your personal ambition. Don't enjoy the world like that. Enjoy it as a prasadam, a blessing, a gift from God. Let everything happen to you. It doesn't matter. You're not attached to it. So these are some things which help you to remain steady even while the world goes around. Selflessness, egolessness is the way. But to develop that, it takes time. But as I said, this is the best place and situation in which you can develop this. All are nicer people here compared to everybody elsewhere. And you are doing seva all the time. Even if you don't want to do seva, there is no choice, you get to do seva. Right? Everything you do is seva. It's much easy to be selfless. Now don't bring ego into the seva also. Oh, I am doing the seva. Because of me the patient was saved. Because of me the student is studying. Because of me today's program went off well. Because of me. Then you are in trouble. You are doing it all wrong. Right? Everything you can enjoy. See, that is beauty of Sanatana Dharma. God has created this world for us to enjoy. Fast paced, slow paced, doesn't matter. Whichever pace, world is world, we have to enjoy. Sunrises, sunsets, the flowers, the friendships, the intelligence and the emotions. Everything you enjoy as a gift from God. What's wrong? Then there is no attachment and no selfishness. Enjoy everything, yet not get enjoyed by all of them. Don't get eaten up by the world. You enjoy the world. World shouldn't enjoy you. That little subtleness. And only selfless people can live steady. Selfish people will obviously their emotions because they're vested interests, See, recently what happened, somebody wrote to me, though they're a teacher, why my child did not get the gold medal. So I explained, of course, that we have, tomorrow is a convocation, right? So a lot of gold medals will be given. But I told because there are two ways we assess. One, we assess the academic performance, and two, we assess their cultural and behavioral patterns. If you don't qualify in the cultural part of it, discipline, behavior, even if you are the most brilliant student, we will not give you the gold medal. Somebody who is less academically brilliant but better in behavior and culture, she or he will get the gold medal. Of course, I explained to them, but then I told, see, you are a teacher, your heart should be impartial. Even if another child is getting the gold medal, you should feel equally joyful. What have you learnt here? What have you learnt? How could you treat your child different from another child? Then you shouldn't be a teacher in my institute. Because you are partial. You have vested interest. That's why you are shaky. Even my decisions feels wrong to you now. You question my wisdom. Why? Because you are vested interests. So selfishness is the reason why we can't be steady. Selfless people are always steady. Throw anything at them. They will be able to survive. So develop more selflessness. It will help you to deal with the world better.
Sometimes in life, we find ourselves in situations where we can neither come out of them nor fully accept them. Remaining caught in the middle only brings more pain and confusion. How should we approach such situations with the right understanding?
Storms will come and go. Etadapi gamishyati, says Krishna. Very wonderful word. And it helps a lot. See, situations which are not in your control, what can you do about it? That's why that prayer is there now, wisdom of the king. What is that? God, give me the strength to change the things that I can. Give me the patience to accept the things that I can't change. And give me the wisdom to know what I can change and what I can't. That's all it is. And any situation in life is not everlasting. It looks like a very big thing at this moment. There's never been a worse or a difficult situation than this. It feels like that moment. But in the big scheme of things, it's also one episode of the drama. It will get over in some time. So Krishna, what did he do? He tells all the Pandavas, I'll write you a mantra. And he gives it to Dharmaraja and says, keep it with you, and only in the most testing times you open this and read it. So Dharmaraja, whatever he writes on the leaf, he scribbles on the leaf, Dharmaraja keeps it in his, under the crown. So when they were somewhere going, or in his hair, he tucks it. When they were in a very difficult situation, finally Dharmaraja removes it, thinking that Krishna must have given some magic mantra. If I chant that mantra, all my problems will disappear or something like that. Most of the people come to me also think like that. Somehow some magic will happen. All their problems will be gone. But then when he opens it and reads what is written, etadapi gamishyati, these two shall pass. Did Krishna solve their problem? No. Did the problem disappear on its own? No. So what did Krishna teach Pandavas? Endure it. Tan titikshasva bharata. Bear it. Endure it. Agam apayino anityam. They come and go, all are temporary. So if situations are out of your control, nothing you can do about it. Why stress over it? Anyway, it's not in your control. If it's in your control, then do something about it. And if nothing is happening and you just cannot change things, bear it. Endure it. and that too shall pass. That's a great idea. Otherwise, why Krishna would speak such things? Oh Arjuna, bear it. Cold, heat, these are dualities of the world. They come and go. They are never permanent. Bear it. Second chapter, Bhagavad Gita. So, just bear it. Let it pass. In banking, they used to say, when you are in doubt, stay out. Don't engage with things. You don't know this stock will go right or left or up and down. Just don't invest. Keep quiet. Yes, you might miss the rally. So be it. At least you also did not risk the money if it had gone the other way. Just stay out. Patience, and don't worry, nothing will get lost. What you are meant to receive will come to you. दाने दाने पे लिखा है खाने वाले का नाम. It will come to you if it has to come to you. If it does not want to come to you, do what you want, it won't come to you. Simple as that. You put your efforts when there is possibilities. Nothing you can do about it. Bear it, have patience, it shall pass.
We often hear the phrase go with the flow, and many spiritual masters speak about living this way with awareness. How can we ensure that what we think is going with the flow and not merely another trick of the mind? How can we truly align ourselves with the divine flow?
Divine flow is selfless. Simple as that. Divine flow, when it happens to you, it happens at the highest point of selflessness. And you can't either feel credit for it, that, oh, I got it done, I achieved it, because of my great ideas, things have happened. You cannot take credit for it. If you try to take credit for it, your conscience will prick, saying, hey, you are lying. You are stealing God's credit. You are cheating God. You feel it in your heart. Because you know it is beyond you that has happened just now. That's why all great people are very humble. Hallmark of humility is the hallmark of greatness, because they know it is not them. It is that a higher power that has done things through them. They only feel more gratified, obliged, and more humble. They don't feel. The divine flow, when it happens, this is how you know. There is no sense of doership, there is no sense of enjoyership, there is no hunger to take credit for it and get recognition for it, get praised for it, and things like that. That is the positive side. Also, if some things don't go right, let us say, you don't feel the pain of it also. You don't feel ridiculed. Even if people ridicule, you don't feel hurt, because it was never yours in the first place. It had come from elsewhere for another reason altogether. That is divine flow. So divine flow doesn't happen to you unless you are selfless. If you have this 1.001% selfish interest in a thing, divine will not flow through you. That is how it will be. So divine chooses only empty vessels, empty instruments, willing and surrendered. So divine flow happens when you, as I said, no, yachet vang manasi prajnaha tadyachet jnana atmani mahatini yachet tadyachet shanta atmani. That is Kathopanishad. Yama teaches the trick to Nachiketa. How do we let the divine flow? He says, take all your senses, put it in your mind, he says. Means, go above the senses. I want to enjoy this, taste this, enjoy. Get over it. Put it in the mind means discriminate. Is it good, bad, and all that? That is the first step. Second, take the mind and merge it into the intelligence. Intelligence is basically the discrimination. So mind is senses. Take them in. Don't engage with the body. Come to the mind. Take the mind and put it in the intellect. Discriminate what you are thinking is right or wrong. It's good for all, it's only good for me. The greater good should apply. Then take that mind of individuality, because you might have a prejudiced perspectives because you are grown up differently. Take it and put it into cosmic intelligence, he says. What is cosmic intelligence? What is good for everyone versus what is good for me. And then take that and merge it into the highest Shanta Atmani. Consciousness should take over. And consciousness will not, or that awareness will not flow in a clogged pipe of ego. It has to be free of all the cloggings, all the obstacles. So your individuality, your personality, which is your body, mind, they cannot come in the way of the divine flow. If they come, divine flow stops then and there. So selfless people only can enjoy divine flow. And what is the trick of the mind? In that divine flow, which mind would think it's the divine flow, it is enjoying secretly. It is trying to get a credit for it. I did it because of me. Now divine flow is happening through me. What a great instrument I am. The moment you get those thoughts, that is not a divine flow. Divine flow will leave you humble, leave you egoless, and no anxiety, no worries. When the divine flows, it just flows, breaking all the barriers. And you don't feel any sense of negativity or positivity. Both you don't feel. You just feel good. It is flowing, that's it. And you can't take a credit for it, first of all. And similarly, if things don't go right, you don't feel rejected. Both don't happen. That is the divine flow. So check for these other indicators. Is there anxiety in this? Is there feel good in this? Is there excitement in this? Is there fear of rejection or failure in this? None of this will be there in the divine flow because it is selfless. Then you are very clear. That clarity should come. As I said, if you don't get that clarity, when you are in doubt, stay out. Whether it's divine flow, my mind playing the tricks, don't do anything, just wait. Just wait for it to settle and then let the divine speak.
When one sincerely sets out on the path of sadhana, do the Arishad Vargas become stronger and pull one in the opposite direction? If so, how can we overcome them and remain steadfast on the path of sadhana?
Yes, when you start on the path of the sadhana, you will face more obstacles. Your convictions get tested. Because this is not some easy path as is Shirasya Dhara. It is a difficult path. Why? Because we are working against the gravity. We are swimming against the tide. What is the tide? Run towards the senses, enjoy the pleasures of the world, enjoy all the ego and attachments. What is gravity? Pulls you down towards the world, makes you to enjoy the world, make mistakes, commit sins. All this is gravity. Against that, if you have to do something, it is going to be tough. And I think it was, I don't know, which one of the Swamijis had given this example. Suppose you have an attic which you never went to and never cleaned. Now once you start cleaning it after so many years, what will happen first? All the dust will rise. Till you didn't touch it, it looked like there is no dust. The moment you start sweeping, dust will rise, get into your nose, you will cough, you will suffer, and you will give up sweeping. That's what happens. Arishad Vargas were lying quiet. Now you want and disturbed it, saying, you know what, I want you all people to be out. Like the sleeping dogs lie, that's why they say. Now you went and touched them, you disturbed them. You are kama, krodha, lobha, moha, get out of my house. The moment they wake up, they create havoc. Like dust rising and swirling around the house and getting into your nose and you feeling choked and you coughing. So, but that is the first step. So when the Arishad Vargas are really fighting back, know that they are fighting for their survival. And that is how it is. When the flame burns brightest before it dies out, they say. So that is how this Arishad Varga will give back to you. Because you are unnecessarily disturbing them, they'll think. Right? But they are there inside you. You may not feel it right now, but at a weak moment, they'll just rise. You want to get rid of them. But that is an effort. And the first few, as I said, months, sometimes maybe even years, can be very testing on the path of spirituality. That's why most of the people give up. It's like our MBBS. First year is very difficult. It tests your convictions. And if you survive the first year, you go to the second year and continue. But first year will test you. Likewise, spirituality tests you in the beginning. And God is such a supreme thing. Should it be given just like that to anybody, then what value will be there for spirituality? Should it not be given to the people who have passed the test of convictions and they're steady on this path and they don't give up? It's only for them, right? God should not be some laddu in hand that you just get it like that. Unfortunately, all of us have developed this idea that spirituality should just happen to us like that. One day you meditate, one day somebody wrote to me, Swami, I'm meditating, I'm not receiving any great experience. I told, what time you wake up? I wake up at 4:30, then I start meditating. I said, how many days you've been meditating? Since yesterday. You get my point. They think spirituality should just happen like that. Somehow God is the most compassionate thing. He will just give us. But are you deserving of it? Are you capable of holding that experience? When I asked Bhagwan for these experiences, he told me in the beginning, Inka, you are not ready. For 2012-13 itself I started. Please give me Atma Gyana. I was not interested in all this seva. He said, you are not ready. If I pass a high voltage current through a low capacity wire, it will burn the wire. If I fill water in a pot which is half baked, it will break the pot. So also this experience will not come to you unless you have purified yourself, strengthened your mind and you are a capable vessel to carry it. But when the time is right, I will give, he said. And the time had to come. At the right time, he would do the right things. That is the Guru's way. So Arishad Vargas become very strong in the beginning of your spiritual sadhana because they attack back. Till they were not disturbed, they were quietly lying in a corner. Once in a while, they will surface and show up. But the moment you start wanting to get them out of the house, they will fight back. So if they're fighting back and you are getting more agitated, you're getting more angry, you're getting more into vasanas, know that you have started the spiritual walk. गिरते हैं शह सवार ही मैदान जंग में वो तिफ्र क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. It is a शायरी for my teachers. Little Hindi I still remember. Who falls in the battleground, only the one who is riding a horse, the one who is crawling on his fours, where he fall. So can he come and say, I never fell down? Because you never were on the horse in the first place. You never tried. So try spirituality, all the Arishad Vargas, past vasanas, samskaras, everybody will suddenly, all demons will wake up at once. But God is with you. You see, you have to fight that inner battle. And once you overcome that, they will never return. They will never return. But best thing is that I said again, Ashtavakra, selflessness. Nirvasanam harim drishtva, tushnim vishayadantinaha, palayante na saktaste, shevante krita chatavaha, it says. When the lion of selflessness roars, the elephants of senses become timid. They become scared. They behave themselves. All these Arishat Vargas will get scared and run away. And if he can't run away, they will start serving you, it says. If your senses cannot leave you and run away, they will start becoming your servant. Then you dictate, hey, eye, see this, ears, hear only this, nose, smell only this, tongue, taste only this, hands, touch only this. You order them. They don't order you anymore. When you have become nirvasanam, without any samskaras, without any vasana, without any desires. So desirelessness is so powerful. That's why the whole thing is about being selfless and desireless. So become more selfless, more desireless, Arishad Vargas will become either your servants or they will run away. They won't trouble you anymore. How to become selfless? God is there to look after everything. Why am I being so worried about my own safety, my own security, my own future? Then slowly these disappears, these Arishad Vargas go. But first step is they will resist, and after that only they will give into your efforts, they will submit themselves, they will surrender. So that is the way. And as I said, it has to be that way. Why should God be available just like that? Then what value will be there for God? No value. We won't value spirituality. That is how it is.
What does it really mean to let go? Does letting go mean giving up desires, responsibilities, or simply our attachment to them?
The answer is lying in the question. Simply give up your attachment to the idea of doing. Just now somebody said, karmanyavadikaraste mapaleshu kadachana. That's it. You do your duty, don't worry about the results. Results will follow the work, right? It is a natural process. That karana and karya, this is a natural process. Why you did and what you did will yield results, automatically it will yield results. So don't have to worry about it. As I said, I always feel blessed that I got this opportunity to be used as an instrument of divine for some greater good. That is my fulfillment. Now, did people remember, recognize me, celebrate me, acknowledge me? That is not my lookout. Some good happened, people will naturally come and worship you. Even if you tell, don't worship me, they'll come and worship me. People want to do pada pujas to me. I tell, I don't like pada pujas. They say, no, for our sake you do pada. I don't want to do pada puja. But we want to do pada puja. But I don't want to do, I have fights with devotees. Don't do my pada puja, I tell them. But they feel gratified. I tell, no, you follow my footsteps, that is my pada puja. Don't wash my feet. I don't need. So the idea is that giving up attachment to things make you selfless. And you feel so fulfilled. Today is a day well spent because you lived it for somebody else's sake. And God chose to use you to do His will. How blessed I am. You go back to your bed, go to sleep, gratified, satisfied, fulfilled. Right? That is how it will be. So remember that always. That attachment to the doing and the enjoying is to be given up. Doing and enjoying should not be given up. Then where is the world? Where is this activity? If I don't do all these things, you won't be sitting here. So should I stop doing things or do a doership? No, I give up doership. Am I really doing this is the question. Am I even capable of this? When people come and ask me, how did you achieve all these things? I tell, I didn't achieve. But your name is everywhere here. My name is there because somebody's name has to be there. If something goes wrong, whom to catch, they want to know. That's why my name is there. But I tell them it's being done. A doer, the jnani never does. It's done. It's done through the jnanis. And that clarity jnanis have all the time. That clarity is absolutely shining like bright light, sunlight. They're very clear. So when I tell them I did not do it, once somebody came for interview, they started asking. They were new people. Somehow I was in a very philosophical mood that day. So I said, no, I am not the doer. It's only one doer. There is only one karta, one bhokta. They said, don't be too modest, Swamiji. Tell us, how did you do it? I said, I'm not acting. I'm not being modest. This is the truth of my life. If you don't accept it, what can I do about it? So to that extent only jnanis are there. They seem to be engaged, but they are not. They appear to be enjoying, but they are not. That is how Gyanis live. So no attachment, begin with that. Whatever comes, offer it to God. Saying whatever has happened, if you don't feel that you are still the doer you feel, at least give up the fruit of the action, Krishna says. Right? If you can't give up doership, at least give up the action's fruit. Begin there. And then slowly it will occur to you that where was I the doer? When was I the doer? Was it even possible by me? When slowly the doership also will disappear, then everything flows. It happens through you. You don't do things. That is what Ashtavakra is all about.
Why was sage Ashtavakra cursed with exactly 8 deformities? Is there any deeper significance behind this?
No, don't split the hair. It's not necessary. Okay. ये सब बोले ना कि वो बाल की खाल निकालने वाले बोलते हैं ना, होते हैं लोग ऐसे. वो they forget the essence of what the scripture is and how the chanda is, how the Sanskrit is, how the grammar is flowing. They get into all these. That's why it says Shabdaranyam Mahajalam Chitta Brahmana Karanam, says Adi Shankaracharya in Viveka Chudamadi. These words are like a forest. Too many words if you learn, you get into the forest of these words and you lose your way. Tasmat prayatnat gyatavyam, he said. Instead put some little efforts and try to understand what it is written. Reading up all the scriptures. And some people are like that, This one. Many people are like that. I will start Ashtavakra from next Monday. Why? Now it's a good muhurtam and we will start at 9. 9 o'clock, somewhere they're running. 9 becomes 9:1. Arre, muhurtam is over. Next Monday now. I have seen people like this. No, I'm not just joking. I've seen people like that. They'll decide, we'll do at this point in time. Somehow they missed it by half a minute, 2 minutes. No, muhurtam is over. Next we will do it only in the next muhurtam. They never do it because they're not interested. If they're interested, they'll do it at 12 o'clock midnight also. Ashtavakra is fine. So don't get into these lanes by lanes. There's nothing called Ashtavakra was cursed to have 8 deformities, not for any particular reason. It is just how it was, that's all. So somehow his father was upset, and in that anger he curses him that you be born with deformities because you are crooked in thinking, father says. Crooked because he is ridiculing his own father from the womb of his mother. Oh father, you don't know how to chant right, you are making mistakes. And father gets very angry. You are not even born and you are already teaching me what to do, what not to do. Ego. Ego of the father. So he curses him that you be born so ugly that nobody wants to talk to you, nobody wants to see your face. That is how he curses him. But it is not, don't go too much after this.
Swami, you have taught us to become free from desires. If that is so, why did God create desire in the first place?
Back to square one. Desire is a desire only if you make it your personal. I also have desire, but not personal. Let the world be happy. Let all enjoy goodness. Let everybody be healthy. This is also desire which God created, no? It's like somebody saying, oh, this person was murdered by a knife. Why did knife ever get created in the first place? Knife did not murder the person. Knife can also do many things. It can do surgery and save people too. Why did God create knife in the first place? No, God didn't create knife. Knife is a part of the overall process, but use of knife is something that depends on who you are. So even I have desire. As I said, the only desire that binds me still to the world and the activities, the desire to do good to others. And pray to God, please do good through me to others. That's all. If I had no desire to do good, I would run away. Why should I take this much of unnecessary stress and worry about what is the next program, next thing, next thing? I will run away. Be free. But it's not given to me. Why? Because I am bound by one desire of Loka Kalyanam. And that desire also is not my desire. It has been, kind of seeded in me by Bhagavan. That you spend your life, how many ever years you are here on earth, for the Loka Kalyana, for the Seva, for doing good to others. So now that is continuing as a thing. But is it my personal desire and ambition? No. So desire is only a desire if you pursue it as a personal ambition. Otherwise, so many good things have happened. And without that rajas, all these things wouldn't have happened. See, goddess is known as Ichha Shakti, Medha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. All are goddesses only. Ichha Shakti is the desire to do things. If you don't have any desire to do things, how can anything happen in the world? But good desire, good ambition for Loka Kalyanam. That is Ichha Shakti. Then Medha Shakti. How to achieve that desire? You should have some intelligence to achieve it. If you're dull-witted, you don't know how to do things, how can you become a doctor and do a surgery? I have a desire to do surgery. I want to save the patient. Very noble. But do you have the capacity, your intellectual capacity to be a doctor? No. So you need Meda Shakti, that is the second goddess. And then you need Kriya Shakti to put that thought into action. So all three goddesses, Ichha Shakti, which is Lakshmi, Meda Shakti, which is Saraswati, Kriya Shakti, which is Durga. We call these three. And same thing is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, we call it. So desire is Rajas. It is important. If we don't have this desire in us, we will not achieve anything in life. But good desire, that's what it says. And finally, the highest desire, I must attain the divine. That is the highest desire. We should replace all the lower desires. Now once you pick that as the highest desire, then what happens? You are able to get rid of all the lower desires. Then one desire remains, which is to be God. And one day that also falls away. Once you become God, the desire disappears. It fulfills itself. So desire is important because it helps you to replace the lower ones with higher ones and eventually get rid of that also, the last desire. So desire is not good or bad by itself. It's the same thing Krishna says. No, heat is good or heat is bad. Cold is good or cold is bad. One can debate forever. Both are what they are. Why did God create cold? I don't like cold. Or why did God create heat? I don't like heat. It's not for your liking that He creates things. It's for what they are supposed to be. Now when heat happens, bear it, Krishna says. Sometimes temperatures are very high, bear it. When cold happens also, bear it. It's a part of the process. You don't curse it, you don't question it, you don't complain about it. That is how life is. Good desires are important to run the world. Even to know God is a desire. Mumukshatvam is what? It's a desire to know God. It's a good desire. So desire by itself is not bad creation. How do you use it, for your personal or for the greater good of all? That defines whether it is a good desire or a bad desire. So that's not the way to look at things. Oh, that's all. Very few questions. The rest all of them are Gyanis now, I know. They have no questions. It's like in one town, there's a Swamiji came who said, I have come here to teach, let's say Ashtavakra Gita, and I will make Brahmagyanis out of you. Everybody said, we don't need Brahmagyana, we are already Brahmagyanis in our town. He said, oh really, I am surprised that all are Gyanis. He said, yes, we are all Gyanis. We don't need any advice from anybody. Then the king falls sick. So this Gyani thinks, now I will test whether they are really Gyanis or they are just faking it. So he tells them, I can treat your king and cure him of his illness. Take me to your king. So they say, okay, let us go to the king. So he goes and does some diagnosis and says, oh, your king can be cured by a medicine that I can prepare, and that has to be made of half pound of flesh from the body of a Brahmagyani. Then king says, oh, that's not a problem. In my kingdom, everybody is Brahmagyani. Cut anybody's flesh and make the medicine. Then everybody says, no, we are not Brahmagyanis. We are not Brahmagyanis because nobody wants to. So till the situation strikes, we are all Gyanis. But in the wake of temptations, instigations, emotions, oppositions, our Jnana gets tested. Then we know whether we are real Gyanis or not. Why I teach Ashtavakra on and on and on? Because I have seen people, they have heard it many times, they don't practice it. But now I am realizing our students are so smart, many of them, they tell me, one Muddenahalli campus produced a whole book on each person's experience of how some thought of Ashtavakra came to their rescue. And to me, when we were going through the COVID times, I was a newly made Sadguru. I had very little understanding of my roles and responsibilities. Just 2019 is when all this Sadguru thing happened, and I was still learning the ropes of what does it take to fill those big shoes of Bhagwan and be as compassionate, kind, loving, considerate and patient with everybody as I was expected to be. So I was just doing things, and then comes COVID. Everything shuts down. No donations. Systems are collapsing. People are scared. And then there is a COVID breakout inside the ashram. Nobody knows. There is no cure. Everybody has to be quarantined. Their food has to be reached to their doorsteps. Our doctors are their wits end because they can only give paracetamol and whatever. They have no cure for their fevers and pains. And we are scared because what happens next? And everybody is looking at my face for an answer. You answer now. You are the Sadguru. You are in charge. Tell me what to do next. I said, I don't know. I was not trained for this. But then I pray and pray and pray what to do. At that time, when I was reading Ashtavakra for the first time in those days, this one shloka, Mayyananta Mahambodhau Jagadvichi Svabhavataha Udaitu Astamayatu Name Vriddhi Nachak Shaktihi came to my rescue. That one shloka saved me. What did it say? I am the great, in me, the great big ocean of consciousness that I am. In me, the waves of emotions rise and fall. But I don't rise or I don't diminish with the change of emotions, change of situations. This world means all the emotions and desires and ambitions, everything. They rise and fall in me like waves. I don't increase, I don't decrease. You know how much strength that gave me, the mental strength that it gave me to deal with the situation, face it and head on and do what was necessary for that day and leave the results to God and see what happens next day. So, one thought, that's why it says, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. The little understanding of dharma or the truth or the knowledge can save you from biggest of the fears. The other day also somebody wrote to me, they were going through cancer. They said, I have read Ashtavakra, I have heard what you said. Now I am smiling through my treatments, I am smiling through my difficulties, I am not complaining. I am not going through anxiety attacks. I am saying whatever is right will happen to me. Let God take over, do what is right. Anyway, it is body. If not today, tomorrow it is going to go. It needs an excuse to leave the world. This is an excuse sent by God. So let it be. I was so happy because when the real spirituality gets tested in life and death situations. All other things are recoverable, right? You lose money, okay, some days you'll be depressed, but you can earn it back. Somebody cheats you, very good friend, you will make another friend and it will recover from that tragic loss. You will go through a divorce, your child dies, all these you can recover from. But when you have to die, that's the test of your convictions. How do you go through that situation without getting jittery and shaky? That is the test of your spiritual understanding. And I have seen through Ashtavakra how many people came and told me, Swamiji, such situation charges came in other ordinary times, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. But I could deal with it and I could deal it with honestly and sincerely. Not like I'm trying to fake it. Oh, I am a jnani, I am this, so nothing should happen to me. And inside you are trembling. Not like that. They really felt confident, they really felt the strength. And they dealt with situations. I felt so happy. A lot of kids have written how, for them problems are very small, an examination, some friend said something to them, there is a problem at home, or some expectation that didn't get fulfilled. But what they face is just a miniaturized version of what we face in the world, right? In a bigger way. But for them, for their age and their capacity, that's a big problem. But they have dealt with it. And they have come and told me that they have felt like Sthita Prajna. They didn't get, swung this way, that way. They remained steady in many situations. That made me feel very happy. Because I have seen the benefit of Ashtavakra Gita. Somebody like me who's in a position where you have to deal with a lot of things. Good, bad, ugly, everything. Mostly good, but sometimes bad, sometimes very ugly things also. For no fault of yours, you get ridiculed, you get pulled into things which you are not even a part of. At that point in time, Ashtavakra only rescues me. This knowledge only rescues. That's why nahi jnanena sadrisham. There is nothing equal to knowledge, the truth in this world, which is the highest thing that you can attain. And I am very happy that we could at least finish the Ashtavakra Gita. All of you have scored very good marks, but I told I can only give recognition to 20 people who also I want to take to Kodaikanal. Of course, they have to walk all the way, that is the only condition. But they will come to Kodaikanal when I go in September and stay with me for a week or 10 days, whatever is possible. And amongst them, some of them got out of 50 out of 50. And I thought they're all very grown up. No, there are students also, interns also, and staff also. And the others have got 14 and a half, 49 and a half. Half marks, I don't know who is the invigilator, who is the person. So cruel. No, he gives it and takes it back, like that it is. Half mark. Half mark questions should never be made according to me. It is very irritating to get half mark and not get the other half. It means you're there and not there. It's a terrible situation, right? Trishanku Swarga it is. You should either make 1 mark question, give 0 or give 1. No? Half mark, quarter mark, 3 quarters. It's terrible. It's the way teachers torture the students. Anyways, this time they put half mark. Rather you would have put a 1 mark question and give them 1 mark or not. Anyway, they got 49 and a half, so it's as good as getting 50, but then they're not going to Kodai for whatever reason. Similarly, a lot of people did well. And our whole Vedic study students have corrected the papers. For the ashramites and all, they give the online test, which you can just fill up in the Google sheet or whatever. And because you had only multiple choices. But for students, they wanted them to write shlokas, so that we understand how much has gone inside. They are not guessing answers, they are really understanding and writing. So they had to do a physical paper and pen test. All tests were done yesterday, whole night. These students have sat, our Vedic studies and students and staff have sat, corrected 1600 papers. 1600 papers, physically. And today they gave me the result because I had only one day. Tomorrow is convocation, day after onwards, some other things. We are busy, I had to close this. So they finished and they invigilated, they corrected and gave me these 20 children who have done so well. I feel so very proud because this is my subject. No, your subject, you students do well, you feel proud. This is my subject, spirituality, culture. If you do very well in this, I feel very good. I think, I feel very fulfilled. Because see, all other subjects you can learn in all institutions. They teach maybe better than us. There are IITs and IISCs and I can't compete with them. And then you have Ivy League. We don't want to compete. The only thing that they can't do, which we can do, is this spiritual education. And if we don't do well in this, then what good we are? So if you do well in my subject, I feel very happy. But not just the theoretically well. Practically well you should do. Because this is what will save you in your life. Not anything else. All other subjects will change. Knowledge is continuously evolving. But this subject has never changed in thousands of years. So if you learn this, it is a permanent knowledge. All other knowledge is temporary. AI is coming. It will replace all the coding software. People will not have jobs. But tomorrow maybe something else will replace AI itself. We don't know. But this knowledge of the self can never be changed. It was what it was 10,000 years ago. It is what it is today. 10,000 years down the line, it will remain the same. So invest in this knowledge is what I must say. And this will save you at the end. Your nahi rakshati, dukrun karne, bhajagovindam says Adi Shankaracharya. All the knowledge of the world is not going to save you then when Yama is at the doorsteps. And your fear and your anxiety and your worries are killing you more than the death. That point of time, you can smile at Yama and says, welcome, I was waiting for you. Long time, no see, come. And then say, okay, let's go. That is what it says. Bhagavad Gita, Kinchita Jita, Ganga Jalalava, Kanika Pita, Sahradapi Yena Murari Samarcha, Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha. Bhaju Govindam. The one who has read Bhagavad Gita even a little, means understood Bhagavad Gita even a little. Swalpam api asya dharmasya. Then, what else he has done? Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. He has drank the waters of Ganges. It means he has undertaken austerities and pilgrimages, lived a life of sanctity and purity. Ganga represents purity. So he lived a pure life. Or Sahradapiye Namurari Samarcha, the one who has prayed and worshipped Murari, Krishna, means been devoted to God, lived a life of devotion. Such a person shall not have a conversation with Yama, it says. What does it mean? It doesn't mean that Yama will come and will not come to you and you will never die. No, it means when Yama comes, you are not going to beg. Another year, I want to see my grandchild's face. Another year, I want to do a better turnover in my business. Another year, I want to go to another country and see the world. You won't have these debates and discussions with Yama. Yama comes, says, let's go. No, Yama has to throw a noose around your neck and drag you to hell and heaven, all that. No, you happily walk saying, Yama, come, let's go. That is the confidence of a Jnani only. It doesn't mean Jnani doesn't die. Jnani also dies, bodies perish. But Jnana does not die. And that gives the confidence to that Jnani. They can embrace death or any situation in life smilingly. That is why it is important to know this knowledge, because death is inevitable. All other things you can skip. This exam you don't want to write, skip it, next year you will write. Or skip the whole syllabus itself, skip the education itself. You don't have to face the examination again. But can you avoid death? No. That's why you should prepare yourself. I always say all life is a preparation to die. Die right. If you live right, you will die right. That is the idea of Ashtavakra Gitas and all these knowledge of the self. They know death is inevitable, we have to see it someday, but we should see it eye to eye and say, yes, I am ready. I have no desires left, I have no worries left. I have no anxieties, I have no fears. I am not going to debate with you, I am not going to discuss and bargain, haggle and beg. Please give me another year, 10 years, 5 years. No, whenever. Now, okay, let's go. That confidence these scriptures give you. And that is why it is important to read the scriptures. Plus, through the life, as I said, it's a preparation for that. And how do you prepare through the life? No doership, no enjoyership. Be an instrument. If you can't be a total jnani, be an instrument. An instrument cannot have ego. Today I was distributing the toolkits for all these kids, This is a unique program of our institute. We have taken many students who are otherwise not academically very brilliant, but they are good with their hands, they are intelligent, but in another way. So we started this skill development program. I wanted to start long time ago. COVID came, we stopped, we started, but Satyanarayana took up on himself, did the syllabus. It is only plumbing and carpentry. By the way, it is not called plumbing, okay? The English pronunciation is plumbing, Plumming, like that. Not plumber, plumber. Okay, that's a little English lesson for you there. Anyways, where was I? I was telling these children that see, all these are toolkits, right? Can these tools ever say, I repaired the fan, I repaired the broken tube, I repaired the broken tap? No. You did that. You used the tools. Of course, tools are necessary, but can tools ever become egoistic? Or enjoyership or doership, can it ever come to a tool, an instrument? No. Be an instrument of God is what I said. Every time you lift a spanner or a plier or a screwdriver, remember, I am also an instrument of God, like this screwdriver or this planner or whatever spanner. And God is using me to repair the fan today, to repair the lights today. And I also told them, don't look down upon your profession as, it's not medicine, it is not engineering, it's not a glamorous job. It is what you're repairing things. But I told them, like the janitor in NASA told Kennedy, when Kennedy asked, what are you doing here? The janitor said, I am helping America put a man on the moon. Look at the lofty vision of the janitor of the NASA. Like that you say, when people ask you, what are you doing? Don't tell I am repairing taps and tubes here. You tell, I am helping build a better world through good education, health and nutrition. That is my role in this mission. Don't underestimate your power. Every child should think like that, right? So I told the skill development people that you think like that. See, all these people were rejected. They were refused by the world. Their own parents cursed them, saying, what a dull-witted fellow we have got, useless, good for nothing. We took them in, trained them, skilled them. Today they chanted whole of Guru Ashtakam, Shankaracharya's. And then they of course gave us very beautiful speech. And the beautiful speech that boy said, earlier when I came here, we came from a poor circumstances. I lost my father as a kid, this, that. I came here, started learning, now I'm confident, I'm being placed in campuses to look after these campuses. Earlier my ambition was, when I came to study, I have to look after my mother and who were at home. Today my ambition is that I want to look after your campuses. Look at the change of attitude. And these campuses will do well, because I have been struggling, we have so many campuses, I have lost the count of them. Something breaks down, there is nobody to repair it. In a rural setup, you don't get people to repair. Building once and going away is easy. It's not easy, but at least relatively easy. But keeping it maintained, repaired and managed is very difficult. And we didn't have task force or workforce who would do that. So when we created this program, it was from the idea that these thousands of crores of infrastructure should not get ruined. It should live its life at least 100 years, if not more. And for reasons like a washer is not there in the tap or nobody replaced the bulb, children shouldn't struggle to study. So somebody should look after these little things. Without them, can we function? If all the lights go off here and the mic stop working, generator breaks down, can we even survive? Can we have a satsang? Can our hospitals run? Can our schools run? No. Without all of them, we cannot run. So that is what I was explaining to them, that your role is so critical. Imagine you don't pour diesel in the generator or you don't switch on whatever is required, and surgery is going on, halfway through the power goes. It doesn't switch on the generator. What will be the plight of that surgeon? And that surgery will fail, the child will die or whoever dies, not because the surgeon was incompetent or that they did not know how to do surgery. Simply because you didn't pour enough diesel in the diesel generator, because of which it didn't switch over to the diesel generator when the power was gone and the child is gone. So your role is so critical. Every cog in the wheel is important. Every part of the machinery is crucial, and never underestimate. And it is my appeal to all the campuses and everybody, see, they are coming to help you, right? You have to welcome them, you have to encourage them, you have to support them. First of all, you should not break things, these kids first of all, small ones. Don't go and scribble on your desks and walls and all. I have to repair, maintain all that first. It has unnecessary expense. Second, don't break things, use it gently, use it carefully. Use it softly. That's why the 3 words I told them to, which is the mark of refinement. Softer, sober, and slower. Everything, break things. That doesn't work. Softer, speak softly. Whatever you're doing, do it gently. Don't be too forced, too aggressive. Then things will work longer. And then sober. Sober means in your attitude, in your dressing, in everything, you should be a little sober in life. Not showy, not exhibitionist, not flashy. Everything should be. So I told them, follow these 3 S also. Of course, when they come, I told them, your job is preventive maintenance. That is how you should build the campus culture. Not corrective maintenance. Not when things break down, you start maintaining them. preventive. We shouldn't allow them to break down. Time to time, you do all the maintenance works. Children should not destroy things. See, all this has been given by devotion by so many devotees. Look at the public infrastructure, how people treat the bus stands and the toilets, public toilets, the buses, trains, railway stations. They dirty them, destroy them because they think it is not our problem. Same thing in their home, if somebody throws kachra, they'll go and fight with the neighbor. But we just pit it, throw it, dirty the civic spaces. It is not a good culture. At least our campuses should not be like that. So I told these people, you be the monitors of these campuses, and this will save us a lot of unnecessary headaches and inefficiencies. I've seen taps go back bad, it all needs a washer to change. But because it's leaking, they'll tie a cloth. Now all 70 of them, 3 taps are gone, all 70 will be under the remaining 3 taps trying to brush in time. Why, when we have other taps, just repair them and all can use. Similarly, toilets, sometimes they're leaking or flush is not working, they lock the toilet. The children are now deprived of that. So they're only using those 2-3 toilets, the remaining are dysfunctional. All it needed is a plumber who comes and, who comes and repairs them. That's it, and you can charge. So everybody's life is easy. Now we build extra toilets and bathrooms because we want to not waste people's time in unproductive. Now it's a productive activity, but from education point of view, it's unproductive. You have 4 toilets, 40 students, it will take forever. I want 20 minutes, everybody should get ready. These times should not be spent, morning hours are so precious. So, we had in fact once I had an argument with Narasimhamurthy sir. Because he told, the ratio says 1:10 or 1:8, some ratio was there. I told, no, let us make it 1:6. 1 toilet for 6 people, not for 10 people. He said, well, there is no need because the building code of conduct school norms don't require it. Then I argued with him saying that it's not about the codes and norms. See, we have such a busy schedule. Every minute matters in our schedule. I don't want a student to be wasting 20 minutes waiting for his toilet turn or washroom turn. Let him get it quickly so that if he needs to invest a few extra crores in building more toilet facilities and maintain them, it saves every day 20 to 30 minutes of every child. That they can utilize to read a newspaper, learn a new skill, or do anything else productive. So I think like that. Every child's time should be saved. Time is precious. I won't get their time back. I can get anything back. So that's why we have built more than necessary infrastructure, not simply to waste people's money, but to make system efficient. But then 2-3 toilets are not working and you're not repairing it, then what are you doing? Essentially, you've gone back to square one. So that is where I told all our maintenance people, Akshay is a great leader. He is taking care of them. He maintains all the campuses and goes campus to campus. So keep campuses clean, keep maintained, and every month, whether I give any other budget for any other thing or not, I give budget for maintenance. Not many of our donors realize this. They donate for buildings, they donate for equipment, sometimes even for operational expenses, but maintenance is a huge expense. Our institutions are so huge, there is 1.5 million plus square feet of space to be maintained, out of which 500,000 is a very high-end space now. Other is, of course, school and auditoriums and all, but everything is maintained. Do you see anywhere anything broken? Immediately report to the maintenance manager, right? Because once you don't repair, the stitch in time saves 9, they say, right? If you don't repair, it will get worse, finally it will become dysfunctional. So very, very important to do that. Then I was telling them, I'm also a maintenance person, I have to repair all your broken heads, broken egos, broken minds. And sometimes very difficult to repair you. You're so damaged with your own emotions and egos and attachments. To repair all that is very tough for me. I repair, again you go and break it. Again I repair, again you break it. So I'm also, I told them, you see, of all the jobs, this is my real job. I run a workshop, maintenance workshop. All these are broken cars which come to me. I have to keep overhauling them, repairing them, make them run smoothly. And it's a dirty job, it's a thankless job, but that is the job. Somebody has to do it. So I told them, you do it and think of me. I also do this in a different level. And yours is at least easy because today you repair, tomorrow it will stay. I repair today, I don't know tomorrow that will remain or they'll change. Human egos, who knows? So you never can predict. The only way you can spare me of all the maintenance and repair and this unproductive job is become jnanis. Then you will never make a mistake, you will never be broken, you will never need a repair. In fact, you will join me to repair more people. Right? So become a jnani, use this Ashtavakra knowledge to the best of your abilities, you practice it and become that jnani, selfless, desireless lion of Vedanta, Vedanta Kesari. And these senses, mind and desires and temptations of the world will not affect you. and you will achieve much more. Bhagavan told me in the beginning, only if one Sai Baba can do like this, imagine if two Sai Babas were there, how much could have been done. You become another, he told me. And I have been striving and striving to become another Sai Baba. I told him, you are too big, your shoes are too big to fill. But he said, outside only we are different, inside we are one. Realize that you and I are one, then there is no problem. You will have as much ability as I am or as anybody else has. That is the secret. That is how it grows. That is how it happens. So that is the idea. Become a jnani. See, karma will bind us. Good karma will bind us with gold chains. Bad karma will bind us with iron chains. All are bondages only. These service activities are also bondages only. If there is doership and enjoyership in your service activities, you are actually making it worse for you. Because you don't even realize that you are getting bound. That is even worse. So service activities are also very dangerous unless done with total jnana. No doership, no enjoyership. And how do you know? You don't feel any credit or debit in your heart. You don't feel negative or positive. Both emotions don't happen. You are always steady. You enjoy the flow. You enjoy the process without swinging this way or that way. And even if you swing this way or that way, how quickly you come back to that zero state, Sthita Prajna state. That is the test of your spiritual strength. So ask yourself, earlier 3 days I will be swinging, can't come to steadiness. Now in 3 minutes I am getting steady. Someday I won't move at all from the zero. That is how you know you are growing spiritually, right? So develop that feeling that sincere, be sincere. Shraddha is very important. If you are not interested in spirituality, you will not get it. If you are really interested in that burning desire to know the truth, which is important, you know why. You have to face situations and death at the end. You should be ready. So be ready, and that is my blessings. And I tell you, if you do it here, this is the fastest and the easiest way to do it. Any other place is very difficult. All the situations are so conducive. The season is right. Sow the seed now, and you will have a crop. You wait too long, season will pass. Then you sow and do whatever you want, no harvest will come. This is the right time, right place, and the right situations in which these things can happen. And as I said, you will not find a better guru than me. I can tell you, because this much patience, I myself am surprised at myself. I said, how can I be so patient? I was not like that. But I have become slowly. And every time I lose patience, I think, if Bhagavan had lost patience with me, what would be my fate? So I again remind, no, I have to be patient. That really pushes me to do the right thing. So everybody needs a guru. Without guru, nothing can happen. And I have had the privilege of having direct guidance of the guru. And now it is my job to pass on that knowledge to you. And that is why he very carefully and cleverly chose the title Sadguru. When he told me, you will be known as Sadguru, I said, what? I would be ready to be known for any reason, but Sadguru means you should have spiritual understanding and knowledge. I am not having one. He said, you will learn. It's a process. So that is how Guru is important. But more important is Shishya's Shraddha. Because Guru can be Guru, but if Shishya is not having any Shraddha in the subject, nothing can be taught, right? So that is why we will close this whole Ashtavakra session now, and for the final time we'll chant the Sahana Bhavatu mantra, which means let us learn, enjoy and experience this knowledge together as teacher and student. Let this knowledge remain with us through practice. And may we not be the cause of trouble to each other. May we have harmonious relationships. May there be peace in the body, in the mind, in the spirit, and in the past, in the present, and in the future. So we'll chant this Sahana Bhavatu, and with that we'll close this session.
Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai.
Tomorrow is Guru Purnima, and I have to get my Guru Dakshina, right? I am entitled to that. So my Guru Dakshina is 3 things: practice, practice, and practice. whatever I have taught, practice, that is the true Guru Dakshina I want. And if you do it, I'll be very, very happy and satisfied. May all the blessings be upon every one of you.
सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय सर्वलोकहितरताय सर्वमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्यसायिन प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय सत्यसायिन प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय नित्यशुद्ध निर्मलाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्तजना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदेवं पर्यन्तयु नीवे स्वामी पर्यन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्र शरण ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेव सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल गिरिधारी ॐ जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण सत्यनारायण नारायण 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 सत्यनारायण नारायण सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण सत्यनारायण नारायण 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 सत्यनारायण नारायण सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण सत्यनारायण नारायण 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 सत्यनारायण नारायण सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ जय सद्गुरुदेवा ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु सुखिनो भवन्तु शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय